Good evening and welcome. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. So come on in, grab a glass of wine, and join me as I'm getting situated here. Get comfortable, right? So if you missed it this morning, it was quick, it was hot, it was black coffee with very little sugar. Mm-hmm. All right. Shout out to the mom, all my other bears I call the Grizzlies. Please hit the like on your way in and let's get started. Get rid of that. Let's throw this up for a second. Yeah, Unwind with Teddy's on the air. Wow. Piping hot it was. Well, I simply asked a question. Can you tell me about that? Or this? Mm-hmm. Like, in other words, what's up with this? Mm-hmm. And then I showed a receipt. Mm-hmm. There's others. And, wow. Yeah. So if you missed it, and you need to make sure that your notifications are turned on. Yeah. Yeah, I just simply ask a question, guys. I didn't accuse anyone of anything, did I? I just showed a receipt and asked a question. Mm. Now, why can't I get this? Trying to. Don't want this little heater. I'm still at my lower level. Mm-hmm. Subscribe to Unwind with Teddy. Run tell that too. D for Danielle. Mm-hmm. I Natasha the machine. Rip running receipts. Any other backup, right? So, as some of you know, I've been talking about, I've been going through, some of my um, videos that I have and just some clips and posts, and I've come across some interesting things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what do I want to talk about tonight? So, I'm not into um, tarot readings and, anything like that. I've never um, done that here on this channel. And, but I was thinking about that tarot reader, Silky, who it was for entertainment purposes only, came on to Tales from the Cult, her channel, back in September of 2021. And when she came on and after and quickly, it caused such an uproar that soon thereafter, Silky was doxxed, information put out about her. It was quick, it was fast, okay? And so I thought, let me see if I can find that, the original video. I gave commentary on it. I believe it was last year or maybe the year before. I did. But if I were to have a deck of tarot cards, and I know very little at all about tarot readings. I've heard a card that is called the Queen of Swords. hmm Well, I have mine in reverse, and I'd clarify, and it would come out with something like protection, because again, this is only for entertainment, right? hmm But apparently, someone is protecting information that they don't want revealed. And I said the Queen of Swords in reverse because this individual is and was and has been overly emotional about anything that has to do with revealing the truth. You don't need cards to know that at all. But again, I was, had come across, now is that my dog, come across her video. But it was the reaction to it. hmm no, I'm not into tarot at all. I'm just talking about the video and the situation that was going on that caused such a strong reaction. Okay. And I said, you don't need tarot cards to know that. You just need to know what happened. Yeah. hmm What else? Yeah, that's true. Gia says that's true, Teddy. All you have to do is, and for myself, I'm looking back at some things, and it's easy to, you know, hindsight, they say, is 2020. But I'm still uncovering things that would be relative. But at the time, I simply was unaware. Unaware. There are so many different players in this game. And I call them players. There are absolutely some people that I've said this before, I never considered in this situation. This goes back. The involvement of people, as I said, who had the same end goal in mind. Okay? But they, how do I say? I'll just say that they had the same end goal in mind. Hmm. And they came together around um, a purpose. And different people came in to play into the handoff and the introductions as they were needed. Hmm. Yeah. These videos are so revealing. As I mentioned this morning, there are all kinds of little breadcrumbs and nuggets and names and avatars and things that are right there in front of us, but we don't see them. We don't realize what is happening until it's after the fact. Like people, playing right in our face. And it happens, and you just don't realize it until you uncover or stumble into something that makes you say, like I remember comments that were made. Oh, but were, kind of ignored or whatever. And then you see other signs, but you don't fully understand and still don't fully understand, but it's becoming clearer. It really is. Hmm. It really is. And I said that I could talk about something or say something that would turn um, this thing on its head. Yeah. So, um, I don't even really know how to like get into it except jumping, in. Yeah, into it. You know what, Gia? What's going to happen, I think. We won't fully understand until it happens, and then suddenly all the pieces and everybody's going to say, gee, why didn't I think about this? Or, if wow. Or some people might say, gee, it was so simple. Why didn't we think about this or that? Why didn't we put that together? Or why did we ignore this sign? Correct. We will not fully understand uh, until she's clearly known. But this was not, I'm telling you, this was not solo dolo at all. At all. People were in contact with this story had been, like growing, uh, you know, tentacles early. And things have been like documented, put out well before 2021. hmm there was a lot of hatred and animosity that was building around an individual, Nosy Whole Life. I mean, I had no idea it was that bad. hmm So when the idea was floated, who else were there others who had strong feelings, strong animosity toward her, and why? Could they too be the subject of, um, these parties coming together? These people, I'm telling you don't get this many people together and this many moving parts. Mm-mm. On the, you know, no, you just don't. And how these people got in touch with one another, early in the game, early in this, yes, in 2020 and before. But let's just stick with 2020, the summer of 2020. This is well before. People were talking about Nosy Whole Life. I hadn't even come on the channel. I didn't know about her. This is the thing. This will help to explain this layers, or at least, these layers here on YouTube. I guess it would be the same thing, but mhm. I can just, I understand. I understand more than I did even a year ago. What was happening to me and why? Mhm. It's simply so many moving parts. Mhm. What is this? Teddy's Cash App, a pink symbol? What's the question? I don't think I have anything pink up on my. It's just black and white. Black and white's my color. And shades of gray with red for now. Okay. So good evening. I see Ms. Vaughn, lovely one, Baby Juju, and Vicky Black, who are my moderators. Gia, um, Junebug, and of course, Latoya Woods. There are people in the bushes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah. There's lots and lots of trolls. lots and lots of trolls. I was listening to part of a video that I saw came up, and um, Jaguar Wright was on the panel with some other folks. Okay, and then there was another video that was playing earlier today too, and so I just caught like little bits and pieces. hmm And Jaguar Wright was talking about, the troll farm and this and, saying other things or whatever. But the one thing that stuck out for me, well, there were several, but at least one thing that was kind of simple, but it meant something, is the movement of folks in the troll farm and the things that they say and or do. It repeats itself, you know, around the timing of certain things. Now, people could say, she's part of it. I don't know. I'm just talking about an idea, right? And then there was someone on the panel who said something such as, two things can be true at the same time, you know. And Jaguar kind of responded like, haven't you heard that said before by someone, you know, before? Yeah. And immediately before she answered, I thought about someone who has often said that two things can be true. And so she said to this individual, "You sound like that, like a troll, this is something that is said." Yeah. Hmm. A lot of things are repeated and said, maybe. I don't know. But there are a lot of trolls. And I just don't recognize them all. But if I go back and I look at some things and then I do a little bit further digging, then I learn that I should have been taking a second look at, this or that for some time. So what I did, I went and I searched, and your email. And I don't delete everything. I have deleted quite a bit, you know, for storage space for purposes like that. But I did like a quick search on the individuals who I had posted, through the post up, just the name, avatar name. hmm And what I found inside of my own email, there were so many different times that the name was either mentioned in a post or did you see this or did you see that? And I'm like, really? I didn't know. Wow. Like, how did I miss all of that? hmm Early on, early on, lots of trolls. Do smaller channels? Why? It's because I think it doesn't matter how small or large your channel is. It's if you are talking about someone or some persons that might lead you to something else. Yeah, I think when it's all said and done, I think there will be some shocking discoveries. I really do. I'm not just saying it to be saying it, because they're just people I have never considered that might be part of this. I'm going to step out and just say something else that might also, well, I've already said there are people who work together to um, even have my channel taken down. Yeah. But other people behind the scenes that I've not even considered, but I'm seeing some signs and putting some things together, that I just simply don't see as a coincidence anymore. And there are paper trails, electronic, digital footprint. Yes, who would say that? It was McClurg, right? She would say a digital footprint. I just thought about her now. But there are digital footprints that will lead to others, because eventually they cross. They cross. Yeah. And people are watching to see how, if it's in their best interests, what information might come out, how people move, and if they can stunt that, block it from coming out, it's because they're protecting. They're protecting like a bigger, idea. I'll just say idea instead of people. I mean, if there's any truth to these layers, these people know each other. I think there's somebody on this YouTube. I'm going to step out. I think there's somebody on this YouTube that knows who she is. I certainly do. Yeah, no but he's going to land without somebody knowing about it. Because people did know about it. And it was all too convenient. Think outside of the box. I haven't been thinking outside the box enough. I know you see Joy. I was reading an email tonight, and one was from Joy. Yeah, it was a rather lengthy email. And I know I've read it before, but I, it's like if you read something the first time and then you read it with meaning, more meaning in it, especially now that she's gone. Yeah. She wrote me a lot, and I wrote her back. I did. Yeah. Oh, I don't use that. I don't. Um, Kia. No, I don't know about all that. Um, they protecting their turf, their growth, that they want to control. You know, I guess these sectors. Yeah. And make sure that, certain people go forward and others might be held back for whatever reason. Yeah. And it might not be who you think it is, it could be people around them. Okay. Like, read between the lines. It can be people around them that are involved with others, and they themselves may not be aware until, like, let's just say a, a situation is brought to them. Mm-hmm. You know how it goes in this sector and probably other sectors, right? A person has an impression of someone, and then someone comes along and they taint that impression, or they say something that causes this, the individual to start thinking about the person that, they maybe had a favorable impression of, simply because maybe they have a relationship, let's just say, or well, they've known an individual for some time, so they rely on that, or they feel, they're confident in what they're being told. and it sways them in a different direction. So it was like third party, right? They themselves didn't know until it was brought to them. And that happens. It's happened a lot. Hmm. And people run with it because they see certain individuals, as being credible, maybe. Simply because they have formed a relationship with them. Okay. Or they confide in them. Yeah. Hmm. Or they are looking out for them. And if they sense that there's any form of competition, they want to move that out of the way. Just like nip it in the bud. We don't even want that to be a possibility, right? Wait a minute. Let's do this. And here I go. It's 39 minutes. And I said I'm definitely not going to stay on beyond midnight. Not planning to. I came on so late. Yeah. I'm sure there's somebody out in the bushes. Mhm. Yeah. I'm live on Facebook. Let's see. Facebook is quiet tonight. Yeah. And also, when you notice, like in different receipts that I've seen, different people, okay? And you compare the information in receipts, you might find the same pictures or the same verbiage or the same dates around, the same dates, or there's something that I've been able to recognize in various receipts that I've, have seen. Yeah. And do you know why? I think it's because it's the same folks who are sharing this information. It would have to be. Because it's not widely or publicly, just out there in everyone's videos. Mm. 100%. You get what I'm trying to say. Without just like, but it's, well, people are gonna say it's not true, but it's true because I have some receipts that tell me that it's just not a coincidence, that certain things that follow must be true. Must be. True. Yep. Someone was making pages. Someone was making social media pages in 2020, and then posts were being made at the same time, and it looks like these people should be it's totally unrelated, but when you lay things out side by side and you realize that you've got one person over here working, doing things, another person is working over here doing things at the same time, then there's something that ties them together. Like she said, you got to look at the timing. That's part of a trolling, I guess you could call, situation. Look at the timing of things. Yeah. Is anything a coincidence? Yes, there are many coincidences. But after you get so many of them, it's not a coincidence any longer. Maybe some people would say, oh, it's a phenomenon. There's something going on. Oh, look. Lovely one gifted 5 Unwine with Teddy memberships. Thank you. Lovely one. Yeah, I've said this before. I think absolutely. It's they're protecting others. Yeah, I would think that. hmm Protecting themselves, of course, because it would lead to when they're revealed, it's going to reveal somebody else. Annette says, silent running with Aretha Franklin. Yeah, I could play some music. Welcome new members. Yeah, welcome new members. But, it's the symbolism for me. It's when I put up that post this morning, I said if I have one, I have two. It's something about the avatars, plural, that have been, in addition to that, have been in appearance Something about those avatars that look and resemble something. Yeah. A loved one says, "You're doing good, Miss Teddy, telling this story." I want to tell a story because there's more to it than I've ever covered. And of course, my story keeps, disappearing. But now I get it. Oh, yes. Let me answer an email. Hang on for a second. Okay, so I checked my email, and if you sent me one, I was taking the time to respond at least a little bit, just because of the time. But take a look in case. Um, yeah. What else? This. Let's see. Did I pull it up? Okay. So when I started off tonight, and I'm going to wrap this up now, I mentioned this video that came out when Tales from the Cult had Silky on, and there was a strong reaction to it. All right, and I looked at the post that was created at that time. There was a different avatar and direct response to it. Says the tarot card reading video was interesting but false, although I'm empathetic toward all victims of Nosy Ho, including Monique Tolbert, and those scammed by her Ho classes. I'm not related to Monique. Now, inside of that video, that reading, did Silky ever say um, that she was? I'd have to go and look at that. But again, a strong response. Also, they write any tarot card reader that has watched the drama unfold, and I'll just, make sure this is fair use commentary. This is for education, criticism, and well, to get at the truth. It says that has watched the drama unfold will know what's going on and make assumptions, just like any other viewer. So, are they reading what they've watched on YouTube, or the cards use logic? Okay. But then they couldn't resist and they had to, come back and write more. To tell Tales from the Cult that she had been singing um, her her praises for some weeks, and now singing a different tune. And then she talks about multiple YouTubers had warned her about her being wishy washy, a flip flopper, fake Christian, and so forth. Okay. If anyone thinks Monique, she says, and the other women, families, should do interviews at this time, because if you remember, Tales from the Cult, this is why she was doing the videos and talking about it, is she made her platform available to those families or victims who wanted to either talk or be interviewed. She made her platform available. But the message also went out loud and clear by multiple content creators not to deal with her about these interviews or anything. And that will come after this, reading. So, any creators or everyone was said to be under attack, and if they bring or anything else to the platform, these victims, that it would only make it even, I guess, messier, you know. So that really would be the beginning of that beef and situation too. But many people don't know that. Okay. Oh, Love Wins says scammed how? You mean the reaction to the words that are said? And I didn't read all of it. Let's go back. Scam because it was, again, without me even reading it, just thinking about it, it was because it was tales from the cult. Mm, yeah. Scam because I think it had something to do with that David Johnson letter and Tales from the Cult initially responding to it, but then within days pulling back from David Johnson. Mm-hmm. Right. So, yeah. But let me go back to it real quick. Let's see. Did I? Hang on. Let's just put up a cover. And then I'm going to wrap this up. Fair use commentary. Again, the overarching theme is someone was getting too close to the truth or starting to look into it. All right? And let's see. Here we go. Let's go back to it. Live, but I can show you receipt after receipt after receipt from Black Rabbit, that it was simply multiple times a scam. In other words, this is what she was saying about Tales, that it wasn't, that she wasn't sincere, that it was and down the rabbit hole or Black Rabbit referred to for what? Clicks and views and that kind of thing. As if Monique Tolbert really, again, it says, if anyone thinks Monique and the other women families should do interviews at this time, they're crazy. Grow the F up and on they're crazy. And on. Okay. So and that everyone on here are under attack and want to bring victims into this mess. The question, who is going to protect them when they come on here? Remember we talked about protection? There's that word again. Who's going to protect them? So she saw herself as a protector because she asked it over and over. Who protected them the first time around? I'll wait. So, who is she protecting? Right? Yeah. She stepped in to protect. Well, who did protect the other victims? There was a focus on one, more or less. Yeah. And then what followed was again, the same kind of verbiage or message that came from down the rabbit hole right after, telling others to err on the side of caution and awareness, like putting out a PSA to both content creators and victims of Nosy Whole Life. There are considerable risk of re-victimization by participating in interviews or disclosures. So again, so that step in, block any opportunity for anyone to be interviewed or their story, sorry, we still got that up, or their story to come out. Block. They were just blocking. Yeah, again, look back at the patterns. It's always blocking and interference for the truth to come out. And so certain people see themselves as, they got to step in and protect others from learning the truth, or just protect others from hearing another side, or even getting their story out. Whether it's because they don't want the truth to come out, or they're jealous of, at that time, Tails getting an interview from someone. So that, again, they put big brakes on it. They didn't like the reading. They didn't like, Silky. They didn't like Tails, and so again, it's a pattern. If And it's always been like that. Mhm. And it's always been others who have helped to carry out, blocking. So it's never one. It's done strategically. So, yeah, I'm just learning. It's not just that. Now I see others who were involved in the background. And it just makes me like, really? Hmm. Joanne says all facts. Are people playing in our faces? Hmm. A conglomerate. Yes, indeed. Mhm. Yeah. Yes, they didn't want Tells to interview anyone. No, they didn't. But again, I'm seeing other things. I'm seeing other people who were involved that you don't see their names, um, but they are there. They are there in chats under other names or their names, but they're there. We just didn't know it. And of course, that was early on. Didn't recognize some of these names. Yeah. Um, I'm just, I'm just astounded, really, of some of the things that I'm coming across. Mhm. Standing in the shadows. Yeah. When the smoke clears. Oh, I just want it to clear. Yeah. All right. It's 12:11, and I've been on for an hour. Yeah. Although it's Saturday night, but I'm going to wrap it up here. Please hit the like on your way out. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the Grizzlies. Are you surprised? That post. Maybe I'll throw it up again sometime. All right. That'll do it for me. Email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. It's time to say good night. Turn the music off so you can hear this. Thank you so much, lovely one, for the Cash App. Appreciate that.